Hello and welcome to ET Education exclusive conversation where we will dive into thought-provoking dialogues with some of the most influential leader in education and beyond. Thank you so much for joining us today, sir. It is our pleasure to have you with us. So, starting with the conversation, I would like to ask my first question to you. That Task has been a pioneer in bridging the gap between academia and industry in Telangana. What innovative strategies has TASK implemented to enhance employability among students?
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank you for letting me be part of this wonderful event, the ET Inspired, and being part of this entire thing. Talking about Telangana itself, as you know, it's the youngest state in India, and a survey was done to see that less than 10% locals were employed. And that's where task was created to help, of course, established earlier as JKC. But when task got created, it was with the three vision and focus very, very strongly. The first one was skilling for employability. The second one was ensuring that any organization entering Telangana should get the right and ready trained resource as and when they want them. And third was creating an entrepreneurial mindset. Now, coming to the strategies that we have been able to implement to ensure that the youth become employable, the first is that we work very closely with the industry and the trade bodies. More than 700 plus organizations advertise their entry level jobs on our portal itself, which gives us a huge knowledge base in terms of what our company is looking at. We work with 80 plus partners, and we have created 110 plus programs which are implemented by a team of 35 faculty members of ours who go down to each of the colleges, 760 plus colleges we work with across Telangana, and these faculty members go and deliver those programs. So that's the first thing. We sit over and above the academic curriculum, right? But since we provide skills which are making them employable, that's where the colleges as well as the youth prefer it. Our model, the second, I think the difference that is there is typically any educational institution does employability based skilling only in the last year, in the final year, which is more like eating a 500 mg capsule before you go for your medical test, right? So we have started the concept of a ladder training approach where we start with the first year itself and start skilling the students as per the complexities. For example, AutoCAD beginners level will start in first year, second semester. User level will be in the second year, first and second semester. And third year would be advanced or professional level. So that's typically how we actually run the program. The advantage is that we cater to students in a way where we are able to understand what are their competencies and then map them to the programs, etc. We also are doing something very different than the rest of the skilling institutions or any other institution. We focus on three things: the domain, the behavior, and the technologies.
Wonderful.
So it's a holistic approach that we have adopted in skilling. And that is where we have been able to skill close to 9,84,000 students as of now.
That's a big number.
That's a huge number, yes. And the advantage is that we not only skill these students, but since the faculty members also are quite outdated, both in pedagogy as well as technology, we ensure that we skill. And we have skilled close to about 20,000 faculty members also.
That's nice. So it's glad to hear about what all task is doing, and you said some of the very important things like the ladder approach. It's not right to go directly into the final year and start over there, so I totally agree to that point. Moving ahead, sir, I would love to know your thoughts on, as we transition into the industry 4.0 era, how can skilling initiatives align with the rapid advancement in automation, robotics, and data-driven technologies?
Sure. Again, a very good question, and I think it's very important. But before I answer that question, I'd like you to step back slightly, right? If you look at Industrial Revolution 2.0, it was steam engine. 3 was internet. So if you see, a single technology was making a huge difference. But in IR 4.0, there are more than 10 technologies that have come together,
Yeah.
working together to make a difference,
Mhm.
right? And that is where, if we don't change the way we educate or we skill,
Mhm.
we will lose the whole thing, because industry has already moved on to those technologies.
Mhm.
And that is where the catch-up game has to be played.
Mhm.
What we feel that, it's very, very important that people are aware, because if I talk about a technology like you said, robotics, right? Today, robotics is used in everything, right? If you look at manufacturing, you have got IIoT, Industrial Internet of Things.
Yeah, right.
So today I might be manufacturing a plastic bottle, but tomorrow plastic gets banned. I don't need to change anything, but I can use the same factory setup for manufacturing glass bottles, right? So all these technologies have come in.
Mm-hmm.
So the play in IFR 4.0 is that multiple technologies working together will create the workplace of tomorrow, right? IoT, 5G, AI/ML
Yeah.
are given. They are the building blocks. They are the foundations.
Mm-hmm.
The other technologies are on top of it.
Yeah.
Today, if you look at it, there are place robots, right? So pick and choose, pick and place kind of robots are already there. Robots have moved from the typical, whenever we spoke about a robot, we used to think about a face on it, right?
Yeah.
You've got faceless robots, which are the industrial robots today, right? So these things have happened. When we talk about, the data-driven technologies and AI and ML being one of those data-driven technologies, I think that's here to revolutionize the entire world, because there are use cases where accuracy, uh, less time, right? More complex problems to be solved.
Mm-hmm.
These kind of technologies will be used.
Yeah.
And our aim is, how do you skill the people into it?
Mm-hmm.
Telangana had 2020 as the year of AI. We had announced it.
Okay.
And that year itself, before that, we skilled a lot of people in AI, our faculty members to start with. And this year, the Honorable uh, Chief Minister, his vision is to create Telangana as the AI capital for the world, as Telangana at Hyderabad. And
Okay.
our Honorable IT Minister wants this to become the skill capital for AI. So skilling in AI has become a very, very important thing, and that's where in our colleges we run programs. Today, universities have started focusing on it. But I think AI is a tool which can be used for solving any of those problems that I have spoken about, and that's how it needs to be done.
Yeah.
People need to also focus on getting skilled on the fundamentals. Because today there is Python, tomorrow there'll be Cobra, day after tomorrow there'll be something else,
I agree.
right?
Yeah.
So you have to, first of all, learning is a cycle. So it's not 17 plus 4 plus full stop.
Yeah.
You have to be skilling yourself every day. So learn, unlearn, relearn, or skill, upskill, reskill. So all
Absolutely.
these things will be going on happening, and we need to skill our youth in all these technologies, which is very, very, very important.
I agree on the point that learning is never ending. You have to reskill, you have to upskill, and
Absolutely.
that's a never ending cycle for sure. So, going ahead with the same thought, sir, what role do you see apprenticeship and on the job training playing in equipping students with the real world skills? And how can institutes better integrate that?
Sure. So, as I was ending my session, I made a statement where I said, people don't employ you for knowing the definition of a screwdriver, you should know how to use one.
Absolutely.
Right? And what is skill? Knowledge, application of knowledge is skill, right? And that is where apprenticeship, internships, etc., will play a huge role, because you need to have people not working in labs but in actual industrial environments. And that is where you'll be able to understand how to apply a particular thing, right? And that is where such schemes would actually make a difference. And second thing is, if you look at the industry today, right? Industry today requires people who are skilled properly. Right? Till now, institutions are looking at which are the companies who can come for a campus recruitment in the colleges, right? But for the first time, industry has also started looking at it differently and started becoming part of the skilling and process itself, the education process itself. And that's where apprenticeship and internships, etc., run in the popular in a proper manner, which means it is not that the person is just exposed to that environment, but he should be able to work in that environment,
Yeah.
right? And that is where he'll be able to, or she will be able to make a difference. Here, I would like to also mention one thing, and that's to the youth of the country. Everyone is focused towards doing internship in large organizations,
Yeah.
right? Infosys of the world and others. But my humble submission to them is, in case if they do internship with the MSMEs or the startups, the learning curve will be much, much higher because they'll be exposed to multiple set of skills and activities.
Yeah. I agree to that.
So that's where I think we need to move towards. Apprenticeship and internship of 2 months, etc., doesn't make sense. In Telangana, we have also played with the internships in a different manner, apprenticeship also in a different manner, where we have staggered internship. So 50% of the batch goes for 6 months for internship, while the others are attending class, and the vice versa.
Oh,
So the
that's
industry has got a person throughout the year, because otherwise industry also doesn't want to have a resource or a space and everything else blocked for a person who will just come for 6 months or 3 months.
nice. Yeah.
So staggered internships, etc. So it's important for educators to think out of the box to ensure the effectiveness of internships and apprenticeships.
Very rightly said, sir. Moving ahead to our last question. If you could make one policy recommendation to further strengthen skilling initiatives in India, what it would be and why?
So I think if we look at skilling initiative, etc., I think first of all, NEP has already spoken about vocationalization of education, which is a very, very good step in the right direction. I think what also needs to be looked at is that the recommendation from my side would be ensuring two things. One is from a perspective of having social values in the students, internship in the first year should become a mandate for all institutions, right? Like you have a project or a internship in the final year, we should have this also, a social internship, so they're able to understand value. As far as skills are concerned, I think assessments have to change. That's my recommendation. You should have authentic assessments. It should not be some definitions and theories being asked, right? But actual applying their knowledge in an industrial environment is what should be done.
That's right.
So that's what my recommendation would be.
Absolutely, sir. I hope that will be heard to the larger audience now. Thank you so much for talking to ET Education. It was a pleasure talking to you.
My pleasure. Thank you
you
very
so
much.
much.